Joining me today is Dr. Charles Regalado. Dr. Regalado has been practicing in the state of Washington for more than 20 years. So, Dr. Regalado, electric toothbrushes have become a popular choice for at-home dental care. Can you explain this electric revolution with electric toothbrushes?
You know, there's been electric toothbrushes for years, but somewhere along the line of maybe close to 20 years ago or so, a new type of brush came out, which involved a lot of sonic vibrations, and then some other followed with some unique rotating toothbrushes too. So there's a couple of different real popular kinds out there, both with their advantages and both with their disadvantages. And then of course there's the good old manual toothbrush as well.
Yeah. What is your personal preference?
I have had all types of brushes, Dave, and I will tell you right now, I use a manual toothbrush. There's advantages to that, obviously. You know, it's what we're used to, and for a lot of people, you're used to a certain thing. You pick up the toothbrush and you brush your teeth. Certainly, the cost is wonderful because you don't have to have the cost of the electric toothbrushes, which can be quite high. So simple to use, very effective. Very effective if you choose the right brush. I happen to choose a soft one. I'm not going to go with anything medium. You'll see medium and even hard brushes. I would tell everybody to stay away from those completely.
Stay away from hard brushes altogether.
Unless they're using it to scrub tile or something like that, because they're that abrasive.
Why is that option out there?
You know, it goes back to the old traditional way of just brushing hard, and people like a good scrubbing. It's a very damaging desire. It's a damaging habit as far as your gums and your root surfaces especially. I think the majority of people are getting pretty well educated that they should be using a soft manual toothbrush. Again, it's what I happen to use. But I do like the electrics. Yeah.
Now there is a thing that I like with the electric is it has a time limit.
Yeah.
And many people, I tell you, they stop short of how long they should be brushing with a manual.
Way too short. Very, very short. I've heard stories from people will tell me, for instance, that they're someone that they're partnering with and their spouse or whoever it might be might brush for 15, 30 seconds and that's about it. And that's probably common, you know, across the culture. So you get the electrics, they have the timers, a wonderful device. I think that's fantastic. And at first it may seem like 2 minutes is an eternity, but you get used to it pretty quickly and you find out that it goes pretty quickly after you've used it a while.
Can you be effective with a 15, 30-second brush?
No, not really. You can be effective on a few teeth. Yeah. So choose the lucky ones of that day, I suppose. And that's the beautiful part about the sonic and the rotating toothbrushes. They do a great job.
Now, with adults versus kids, when it comes to manual versus electric, should kids stay away from electric? Can they hurt their gums?
The kids love the electric toothbrushes. I like the little rotating, spinning toothbrushes for the children. Some of them have colorful handles, and it really gets the kids involved. So I'm a big proponent of those for the children. And I think we should talk about, you know, we should probably answer that question about the pitfalls and the advantages and disadvantages of these brushes. But for children's sake, I would say to you that use them. They're great tools. It teaches them right off the bat to go longer, those 2 minutes, get that ingrained in their system, and pretty soon we'll see a generation that is brushing longer and better.
Is there something that people are doing to harm themselves with these electric toothbrushes? I mean, obviously they're vibrating. Yeah. Do you need to brush along with the toothbrush?
Absolutely not. In fact, Dave, I will tell you, if there is, let me put it this way, if there is harm done, it's that their teeth aren't getting cleaned because they're putting pressure on these brushes. If the sonic vibration toothbrushes, for instance, they really require this very fast motion of the bristles. As soon as you put even a little bit of pressure against the teeth and gums, it really slows down or even stops that sonic vibration. You've totally lost the advantage of that toothbrush at that point. You actually don't want to really be moving it, barely, just in slight circles, and the bristles need to barely be touching the surface. Same with the rotating brushes. I'm happy to see, however, that they've put in some pressure sensors in some of these brushes now, which is a great idea. It lets you know that you're going too much pressure. I think that's something long overdue, and I'm happy to see that. So the big danger is that you think you're getting, I don't want people to think that because they're using one of these brushes, and a lot of people do. I've had my patients boast that, oh, I love this toothbrush and that toothbrush ever since I changed. Oh, I think they like the vibration feel, and it feels like their mouth is clean sometimes, but in reality, they may not be cleaning their teeth as well as if they had a manual brush.
Technique. Probably.
Absolutely technique.
How often should people be changing these brushes? I mean, you can tell when the bristles are soft on a regular toothbrush. What are some signs?
Well, you know, I've had people come in and maybe they got their brush from us, for instance, and they'll say, oh, I don't feel like it's doing something happened to it. They'll bring the brush back, and I've seen these splayed out brush heads. That's a pretty obvious sign it needs to go. Yeah, the toothbrush manufacturers have put in little color gauges to let you know now that it's time to replace it, and I would pay attention to that. But we're creatures of habit, and human nature is to not do that. It's simple enough. There's an extra cost. Sometimes you don't want to get up and go to the store and do that. One thing that I love is you know, we've all had those little pills that dye our teeth and show us where the plaque is. Get some from your dentist. Just get a packet of them and take them home, and once in a while use them. I do that myself. As a dentist, I do it, and I'm surprised sometimes. I'll use an electric on one side and a manual on the other side, and I'll like my manual side better. Or it could be telling me that, you know what, your brush head's not effective anymore, it's time to get a new one. So they say 3 months, that's what the manufacturers say. I would go with that, but I would test it, and you might find that you need to replace yours sooner.
Very educational. Thank you very much. Dr. Regalado.
You're welcome. Thanks, Dave.